separate ad hoc committees to study the curricular, financial, legal, community, student ramifications of this plan, along with board policy and best practices. The restructuring of the Taylor Public Schools should be studied more in depth with input from all interested stakeholders so that a viable and feasible plan is in place. We should approve what recommendations we can as they arise after factual data is presented for board consideration, as MASB and NSBA recommends. We should also consider having board retreats to study this topic and others to formulate an updated strategic plan with current measurable goals, which is vital to the success of our students and school district. This decision is too important to the future of our current and future students and to our community to rush through this process. We have many successful programs and teachers and staff that our community does not know about. We can rebuild our school district so that it is a destination district that students are proud to attend and learn what they need and want to learn. Staff is proud to work, and board, administration, and community are proud to promote if we build trust and work together for a more in-depth and comprehensive plan.
This is a letter from...
That is from me, Deborah Stellini. I put this together. I've had other people, and we might want to look at Board Policy 1180. That's on board advisory committees. We might want to look at Board Policy 1001 on the introduction and the role of the board members. We might want to look at Board 1005 policy for district authority, 1010 for district legal status, 1015 for the district mission statement, 1020 for the bylaws, 1032 for the powers and duties and functions of the board, 1040 for district goals and objectives, 1570 for review of administrative regulations, 1950 for board member conflicts of interest, ethics, and responsibilities. That's and policy 7050 curriculum development. Under curriculum development, there is a whole process on how new curriculum is developed. We have a whole rubric here that if we push something through, doesn't get studied. We have a DSSC, ECT, ICC, and secondary curriculum committees that would normally study, process, and put together a proposal and a plan for the curriculum part of this. So I have not seen data. It has not been presented to me, to my knowledge, and the board, a comprehensive factual data to put this proposal forward. And that's what I think Mr. Riley was talking about, and I'm talking about. We need to study this. This is an important process, and to just put something forward, and that's the problem with the forum that was had last week. It was said by Mr. Wade coming to the podium earlier that other stakeholders, and I took that as board members, weren't there. Well, I wasn't there because I had a Wayne County RESA meeting. It was set like that, and it wasn't approved and voted on. It was not voted on at a board meeting.
It was voted on at the last board meeting.
It was not voted on.
Really? Do you want me to show you the minutes?
You said, I need to have a meeting. Did you take a vote and everybody said yes or no?
There was a vote. We voted it up. I can show you the minutes.
I was told you did not vote it.
Check the minutes.
Okay.
So, to answer, first of all, my question is, when we asked for questions of board members, and you submitted questions, why you didn't submit this versus, frankly, showing the discourtesy of reading it aloud today and not giving us a
I
copy
got
in advance.
this, and this didn't answer all of it. I also had...
Did you respond?
I have responded to other appropriate people. I did not respond to a committee that doesn't have the authority, doesn't function under a board superintendent or ad hoc committee.
I believe it does function under board superintendent.
It does not.
Well, I don't think it's a board,
It's
not
not
a board committee.
It was not a board
Under
committee.
superintendent.
Nor was that
That's what
the
Diane
intention
said
of it to be a
tonight.
board committee.
It's an ad hoc committee, and we have rules for ad hoc committees, and they must follow Open Meetings Act. And when that was pretty clear to me, the questions that I asked, the answers were not there. I've had other people in the community other people that work in this district saying, why are we doing this so quickly? Why hasn't this been studied? And then that led to me to say, what exactly has this committee studied? What data did they see? And I asked what data they saw, could we see the data?
Have you read this? Have you read the recent?
Yeah, I have looked at that.
I believe you'll find a lot of the data that's in there. All the proposals are in there that we went through, that were developed, that we're going through.
But in a regular process, the Farmington process, a year to study this. So we go through question number 1, that gets addressed. Question number 2, from whomever, not just one board member, not just 2 or 3, but we all have input into this. This was a concept that was presented to the board. So now we have due diligence to look at it and see, is this a feasible plan?
So,
I walked through the 6th grade academy. That is a building that has no issues.
it's... well,
So
I'm
can
not
I-
gonna debate
can I-
the
The
specifics of the plan
technology.
here.
We have
How long
other
have-
buildings with more need that have roofs that are going to cave in, that rooms aren't being used. What was looked at?
I'm not going to argue with you, because the fact is, we've been looking for a strategic approach to solve our potential deficit issues going forward. And I haven't seen it over the year that I've been on the board. Now, the team comprised of a lot of stakeholders from different areas, the community, all the different bargaining units got together and put together proposals that would allow us to go forward in a manner that would, first and foremost, increase student achievement. That was the first goal. So we've got all these proposals that are out there that are frankly just looking for the board to give some work and look at whether we can support them. And that's the work that we as a board need to do. I'm sorry, we can talk about, I'm not going to debate those with you, okay?
That's part of this letter, is the board looking at the proposal, the concept that was brought forth. Not presenting it to the public where the public thinks that it's a done deal.
I have repeatedly told you that we were presenting the proposals that were developed by that team.
But that's not what's out there. I had my own priest at my church say, when is Kennedy closing? I have parishioners that are upset and want to know when it's closing.
Then
It's
refer them
out-
to the proposal.
It's
Let them
out
read it.
there. All I can say is, we haven't voted as a board to close Kennedy.
Correct,
And that's what I did.
correct.
So when do we have that discussion?
I believe that was the question I asked earlier.
Can
And
I?
that's a question I've been asking.
My question here, once again, in front, all of us, the whole board has known that this has been going on, and why now are you, why didn't you, 4 months ago, bring this stuff? Every one of us knew what was going on, and the time that they took to move this district, to move this forward, to just give us information. Why are you just now pulling up laws and policies and all that? Why wasn't this brought up?
Because
2
I'm
months
assuming
ago.
that they're following it. I'm assuming that it's done.
But none of us has agreed to any of this. All this is just just saying, hey, here's something. It's in the air. You know, that's how. Then every one of us know that. The whole
group had
board
no-
knows that.
The group had no authority. They had no authority to make decisions.
Correct.
They had no authority to do anything other than, let's get together and throw some ideas around.
And that's
And
exactly
that's what
how
they
I
did.
took it as a board member. It's exactly how they took
And here's
their
our
time
ideas. What do you guys
to
think
build
about it?
of
Am I right or wrong?
No, and what can you support as a board? I mean, we can sit here and debate policies, but the fact of the matter is we all know that we're losing enrollment, and I'm trying to do what's honestly best for kids. It scares me what our enrollment is. And so we put together a proposal, we saw it 3 years ago down the road, we reformed the committee, I got on the committee again and volunteered my time because I'm trying to do something and come up with a solution for the district. Do I have any power to enact it? No, but I also need to know what everybody else is going to be able to support, and then we can move forward. I'm not going to put 50 hours into developing a brand new curriculum for a high school if you're going to tell me that you don't want to support one high school. That's fine, but what can you support as a board? And there is a little sense of urgency because, you know, we all see the writing on the wall that we are losing students, and that means that the funding that we have coming in, that we're losing. And I'm scared because I don't see any solutions to this problem. I'm not saying that our solution is perfect, but we just really need to solidly look at it and say, what can we support and what can we do to help the kids of this district? And that's all we were trying to do. We have no authority, we're just trying to inform the public.
You asked those questions before you had your first meeting.
Yes, we did.
Should we even go forward?
And that was the whole purpose and point of it. And, you know, nobody said for sure Kennedy's closing. These are, and it wasn't, I'm kind of tired of the whole Kennedy versus Truman thing. This isn't a Kennedy versus Truman thing. This is a Taylor School District thing. We need to unite and stop fighting with each other, is what needs to go on. And you know what, when we're looking at 900 kids at Truman and 950 at Kennedy, our programs could be so much stronger if we were together, and that's what the thought process was behind it. Why did we choose Truman? Because it was just a bigger building and they couldn't fit at Kennedy. It's not going to be Truman High School either. It's going to be Taylor High School. It's going to be rebranded. The only thing that's going to remain is the building.